What is up guys, Andy Forresty Runner here, and today I'm going to be going through with you guys my recent 6-week base building plan. So right now it is Friday the 24th of April when I'm recording this, and bar today's run we have one last long run to do before we wrap up a brilliant 6 weeks of base building training. In my opinion, the best base building phase that I have done. We've hit some great mileage, we've done some good things, and today I'm going to go through all of that with you. The three focuses I had at the start of this 6-week block was consistent mileage, long runs, steady long runs, and chucking in some good hill workouts in the beginning, because I love doing hills in my base phase. I know it's not for everyone, I know it's not the standard way of doing it, but for me it's a big focus, because when I move on to some more specific training I like to then work in some longer hill interval workouts, and the initial shorter, sharper hill stuff that I do I find really helps to get that done in the beginning. So if you're excited for today's video, make sure you give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and we'll start with weeks 1 and 2. Okay, so the focus in weeks 1 and 2 was just to get back into things, get back into the swing of it after running that 2:02 at Gloucester 20 mile. That was a great race, and I knew that all good things happen if you're patient. This year is going to be no exception, so I wanted to make sure that during this training block I stuck to my guns. I didn't do anything too quick, I didn't do anything as in not too quick pace wise, but as in I didn't bring any workouts forward, I just kept calm basically. So the first 2 weeks were, first week was very low key mileage, that was the second week my baby was born. I still can't believe I got up for 33 miles that week. My wife is amazing, and since then the mileage has rocketed. She's been so supportive in allowing me to continue to train as much as I can, have as much more normality as I can. So the week 1 was made up of all easy miles and then a steadier long run, and week 2 again exactly the same, all easy miles and a steadier long run. So just for clarification, because I know a lot of you will notice it, the easier miles, some of them are a little bit quick. You know, I said to myself at the beginning of the training block, I want to just let my body do what it wants to do. I'm not going to be governed by pace. I'm not going to say that my easy pace should be this. I'm just going to go out there and let my body do what it wants to do. And ultimately my body has settled into a nice rhythm around 720 to 730. You'll see a lot of easier runs popping up on the screen with strides that come up a lot lower in pace, around 7:10, but that's because the strides have brought the average pace down. If you look at the mileage before we start the strides, they're all, depending on if you're going uphill or downhill, from anywhere from 7:20 to 7:40. So that's why they're a little bit quicker than maybe they should be, but quite frankly I'm not beholden to nobody, and I'm not going to stress about it. I am letting my body tell me what it wants to do. I've successfully got through 6 weeks of training unscathed, uninjured, and feeling like that pace is really, really comfortable. As a side note, I will at some point get a heart rate monitor, not to train by, but just to clarify that what I'm doing is on the easier side of the spectrum, so I will get that, but I don't know when that's going to be. I'm not going to rush out and buy it, I just want to lay that out there. So that's weeks 1 and 2 done. Let's move on to 3 and 4. So weeks 3 and 4 is when we start to incorporate some of the hills, and some of the long runs start to ramp up a little bit more. We of course did in week 3 another 50 plus mile week, which is great. Again, all easy / steady miles, one hill workout, first hill workout, 10 by 1 minutes on up and down a hill. That was in the fuel cell TCs. That was a great video, I enjoyed making that, and hello bird, testing those out, that was just fantastic. And then again a nice steady long run on the weekend. Week 4, pushing on again, higher mileage, 60 miles that week, and I hasten to add, it's rare that I've ever touched a 60 mile week. I think I've done less than a handful of 60 mile weeks in my whole entire career of running, shall we say. So it was interesting to get up to the 60-mile distance, and of course we did more of that in week 5, but we'll talk about more about week 5 in a second. As I said, week 4, again, just such a quality week, another really good long run, and feeling really strong by the end of week 4, feeling like things were starting to click. I always get to around week 3 to 4 in a plan and things start to click, and for me this time it was week 4. Gloucester 20 probably took it out of me more than I'd like to admit, and so the first 2 or 3 weeks, despite really keeping everything relatively easy, I did feel a little bit of fatigue there, but the long run on week 4 really just nailed it, absolutely nailed it, and that was great to finish week 4 off like that. And so that moves us on to the final 2 weeks, which have been absolutely incredible, and we'll talk about the 5k time trial that we did just this week in week 6, but let's start with week 5. And that was really successful, first ever back-to-back 60-mile weeks. As I said to you, I rarely do 60-mile weeks. I've never done back-to-back 60-mile weeks, so lots of lessons learned, which we'll cover at the end. But again, a nice, easy / steady week, lots more strides, working on the turnover, another good final big hill workout in that week, and again another really solid steady long run in horrific conditions in the poor old Carbon X. They really took a beating that day, but again I found myself in a position mentally struggling for the first time in the whole plan that week, that long run. The weather was horrific. I just did not want to finish it. I just stepped out the door, it was peeing it down with rain, and I just felt, no, not today. But we ground it out. It rained until 16 miles, and as a testament, I don't want this to sound big-headed, but as a testament to my fitness, as soon as the rain stopped, I felt, and I was stopping battling the wind and the rain, I felt really fit. I felt like I could kick on and then run a marathon, which is really encouraging, because normally that sort of weather really saps the life out of me. So massive positives to take from week 5. And then week 6 this week, as we approach the finale, one more long run after today, going to take ourselves up to around 40 miles as of Friday. So we'll see what we can do on the weekend, whether it be another 60-mile week. I'd like to, but we will just let the body do what it wants to do. We decided to switch it up and not do a hill workout this week, but I wanted to do a 5k time trial before we start our 10k training next week. And the 10k training is going to be very loose 10k training, it's not going to be specific as such, but the workouts are going to be geared much more towards 10k training. So we're going to we'll still do some hill workouts, some interval stuff on the hills, but there'll be some 800 kilometre repeats, all of that stuff thrown in, so we get a little bit more geared up, along with some tempo runs. And so I wanted to do a time trial, but I'm also fascinated with the difference between carbon plated shoes and non-carbon plated shoes at the moment. So I thought this week, in week 6, I'll do a time trial in the Nova Blast. That went really well, 17:04 for a 5k, which around here, well, you can go and watch the video. I did a video on it. I explained about the course and all of that stuff. It was a PB for a time trial for me by nearly 20 seconds, so I can't wait to put myself into a race environment. And that's going to lead me on to next week, doing another 5k time trial on Monday or Tuesday. I'm going to start that one off in the carbon plated shoes, in the TCs. I was, truth be told, trying to get a pair of Next Percents for that one, and that will be my first impressions, but I went to get the new colourway like 2 days after they announced it, and they've all sold out. So I'm going to keep my eyes peeled for when those things come back on sale. I will grab a pair. So that's going to be the start to week 1 of 10k training. But in terms of this week, as I said, we ditched the hill work, did the 5k time trial, really happy with where fitness is at, and we're going to be wrapping it up tomorrow with a long run. So with the impending conclusion of the base building phase after this weekend, and then starting some workouts next week, which I can't wait. You know me, I love a good workout, and of course we'll be filming some of those for the channel, which will be great. What have I learned during this base building phase? Well, all good things come to those who wait. Running is so much about patience, it's unreal, and in 5.5 years I've learnt more than ever that you need to just tone it down, do what you can, work hard, grind, progress slowly, try and keep injury free, do all of this stuff, and it's a recipe for success. I've increased my mileage from, I'd say, 30 miles a week in year 1 to 40 in year 2, 45 in year 3, 50 last year, and this year my goal is going to be to hover around the 55 to 60 mile mark as much as I can. And it's not possible every week, especially with a baby. There are going to be weeks where that just goes out the window, but slow progression is the key to victory. And with this base building phase in particular, again, as I said, just being patient. I've been so itching and wanting to do bigger, longer workouts, but there's a bigger picture here. My goal for the year, regardless of races, I'm just not fussed whether there's races or not, it will be the same as every year. 10k training block, half marathon training block, full marathon training block. That's the way the year's going to progress. So after this weekend, we're going to jump into some 10k training, as I said, and then we'll do a 10k time trial probably in June, and then we'll jump into some half marathon training after that, another 8 weeks, and then marathon training, because we'll be targeting the Newport Marathon if it's on at the end of the year. Obviously it's all up in the air, but if not, we'll be doing time trials for all of these distances. So we'll be doing a 10k, doing a half marathon, and a full marathon time trial at some point throughout the year. So yeah, just keeping it patient, not rushing, getting your head down, grinding. There's a lot of people right now that have lost their motivation, and to those people, yeah, I've just got to say, find your love for the sport, find your love for running, get out there, ditch the plans, ditch everything, and just go out for the sake of running, reconnect. It's the best thing I can say. So that's it from me today, guys. I hope you've enjoyed learning about what I've been doing in my base building 6 weeks. Let me know how your training's going, what you're up to, if you have a loss of motivation, or if you're keep plodding, keep enjoying and doing all that good stuff. If you enjoyed the video today, make sure you please do give it a like, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel for weekly running content, and hopefully next week we'll have a new shoe to review, we'll have another time trial to do, and loads more fun stuff. See you on the next one.